1,260 days. That is 3.5 years. That's how long the two witnesses of Revelation chapter 11 will be on this earth for. And these two servants of God are unique in the sense that God would have given them supernatural power to do amazing things. But before we get into what these two prophets will do, let's take a look at who they are. In the book of Revelation, we are told what these two prophets will do, what their purpose is, and even how they will lose their lives, but their identities aren't revealed. And for us to have a clear idea of who these men are, we need to go back in time. From the very beginning, since Adam and Eve were thrown out of the Garden of Eden, God has maintained one particular rule for every living person. This rule applies to everyone, regardless of who you are. From Noah to Abraham, from Moses to Joshua, this rule applies. And this rule can be found in Hebrews 9, verse 27, which says, "And as it is appointed for men to die once, but after this, the judgment." God has an order of things. Someone is born, they live their life, they die and stand before God for judgment. And with this in mind, let's take a closer look at the potential identity of the first witness. In Genesis chapter 5, we're introduced to a man named Enoch and told 5 things. Enoch lived 365 years. He had sons and daughters. He walked with God. And an important thing we're told about Enoch is that he was not, for God took him. So what does this mean? Well, Hebrews 11 verse 5 explains this further by stating, "By faith, Enoch was taken away so that he did not see death, and was not found because God had taken him." Now, by interpreting this text, we can come to the following conclusions. Enoch did not die. The Bible says God took him, so we can interpret that to mean he is in heaven. And now for the identity of witness number 2. Elijah was a man who was mightily used by God. He is most well known for going up against the 450 prophets of Baal and calling fire from heaven. But in 2 Kings chapter 2, something extraordinary happens to Elijah. Here is what the Bible says from verse 9 to 11. "And so it was, when they had crossed over, that Elijah said to Elisha, 'Ask, what may I do for you before I am taken away from you?' Elisha said, 'Please let a double portion of your spirit be upon me.' So he said, 'You have asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if you see me when I am taken from you, it shall be so for you. But if not, it shall not be so.' Then it happened, as they continued on and talked, that suddenly a chariot of fire appeared with horses